Good evening. Don't be satisfied with stories. How things have gone with others. Unfold your own myths. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
His Majesty the King praised strong ties with Russia. LMRA conducted inspection campaign in Northern Governorate. MPs urged to slash VAT and grant more financial aid. Saudi Arabia to localize all jobs in security service firms. Qatar brings back mask rule for indoor public spaces.
News in detail. His Majesty the King praised strong ties with Russia. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa has praised historical relations between Bahrain and Russia and expressed keenness to further develop them at all levels. This came as His Majesty yesterday received at Safriya Palace Bahraini-Russian Friendship and Business Society Chairman Dr. George Al-Suwaikat and Vice Chairman Anatoly Maitochin on their visit to Bahrain, marking the establishment of the society. LMRA conducted inspection campaign in Northern Governorate. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority conducted an inspection campaign which targeted a number of work sites in the Northern Governorate. The clampdown was coordinated with the Nationality Passports and Residence Affairs of the Ministry of Interior and Northern Governorate. The campaign resulted in raising several offences related to violations of LMRA law and Immigration Authority, and necessary legal measures were taken. The campaigns reflect the ongoing efforts exerted by LMRA, Ministry of Interior and other government bodies for the betterment of the work environment. STC Bahrain and Royal Humanitarian Foundation transformed homes for 32 families. STC Bahrain and the Royal Humanitarian Foundation refurnished the homes of Bahraini families as part of its ongoing community program, FURIJ. The community program furnished 32 homes for less fortunate families through their living areas or selected spaces. The initiative aims to empower families to celebrate Eid al-Adha with their families and loved ones in a comfortable and new interior. Tourism Minister launched Bahrain Beaches Festival. The Bahrain Beaches Festival was inaugurated yesterday evening by the Minister of Tourism, Fatima bint Jafar Al-Sayrafi, at Bilaj Al-Jazair. This is the first event of its kind organized by the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority as part of its efforts to enrich the summer season in the Kingdom of Bahrain with several activities and events that attract tourists and visitors. In addition to encourage internal tourism for citizens and residents, the launch of the festival witnessed various artistic performances and many other activities will follow from 8th to 11th July, covering the days of Eid al-Adha, including water sports, sand sculptures and many others, which will be held daily from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. MPs urged to slash VAT and grant more financial aid. A group of MPs has urged the government to slash the 5% value-added tax and provide additional financial support to help citizens cope with rising prices. The 10 MPs have also submitted a request to Parliament Speaker Fawzia Zainal to hold a joint meeting with the government to discuss economic and living conditions of citizens. Bahrain received certificate of registration of date palm on Islamic Heritage List. The Embassy of Kingdom of Bahrain to the Kingdom of Morocco received a certificate of registration of date palm, knowledge, skills, traditions and practices in the Kingdom of Bahrain on the list of heritage in the Islamic world. This came during a ceremony organized by the Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization at its headquarters in Rabat. First workshop to identify government's future priorities held. The first workshop to identify government priorities in the future was held here yesterday. The workshop is in line with the directives of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, to hold workshops to identify the key priorities that will shape the government's future aspirations. It was held following the approval of the Ministerial Committee for Development and Infrastructure Projects, led by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Infrastructure, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, of the visions of various government departments regarding infrastructure and environment. Industry and Commerce Minister Zayed bin Rashid Al Zayani chaired the workshop, which was also attended by undersecretaries, assistant undersecretaries, and the relevant directors involved in the infrastructure and environment sectors in government departments. Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities President praised Aga Khan Award for Architecture. Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities President Sheikha Mai bint Muhammad Al Khalifa is attending the two-day preparatory meetings of the 15th Aga Khan Award for Architecture 2020-2022, which opened yesterday in Lisbon, Portugal. The Aga Khan Award for Architecture will announce the winning projects in its 15th session next September. The shortlisted of candidates included 20 projects from 16 countries, which were selected out of 463 entries, including the revamping of Manama Post Office scheme. Health Minister affirmed Bahrain's pioneering steps in upgrading health sector. Health Minister Dr. Jalila Sayed Jawad affirmed Bahrain's strides in developing and ensuring sustainability of the health services in light of the comprehensive development march led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa with the follow-up of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister. This came as the Minister chaired today the meeting of the National Committee for Combating AIDS, which was held in the presence of representatives from ministries and official bodies in the committee. Supreme Judicial Council held 5th meeting. The Supreme Judicial Council yesterday held its 5th meeting for this year under the chairmanship of its Vice President and President of the Court of Cassation, Sheikh Khalid bin Ali Al Khalifa, in the presence of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Endowments Minister Nawaf bin Muhammad Al Mawada. SJC members extended deepest congratulations to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, as well as to judges and members of the public prosecutions marking Eid al-Adha, wishing Bahrain further progress and prosperity. Today's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Al Hilal Healthcare Group organized a medical camp at Optica WLL headquarters. Mini comprehensive checkups was done for over 40 plus employees. Other 75 employees were gifted with mini comprehensive checkup coupons. Ahmed Al Maghribi Perfumes, well-known manufacturer of perfumes, launched its latest perfume and magazine at Swiss Bell Towers. Report.
Manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer and distributor of perfumes around the globe, Ahmed Al Maghribi launched its latest perfume and magazine at Swiss Bell Towers. Mr. Khalid Ibrahim, the guest of honor of the launching ceremony, received the magazine from Mr. Naimuddin Sayed, manager of marketing and corporate. The latest magazine launch is to connect between hotels and retailers so that every hotel guest would get a chance to know the latest perfumes. Every guest in partner hotel will have check-in goodies along with discount vouchers. Around 50 general managers and directors from different hotels attended the launch ceremony. Ahmed Al Maghribi, established 22 years back, has now many outlets in European and African countries like Britain, USA, Australia, South Africa, Nigeria, Uganda, Poland, Iran and Sweden, including all GCC countries. The supply chain spreads through more than 40 countries over the globe. The perfumes are available in online stores too. In Bahrain, Ahmed Al Maghribi Perfumes has 10 outlets.
This is Sayed, Marketing and Corporate Manager for Ahmed Al Maghribi. Here we are here in Swiss Bell. Today we have got a magazine launch. So this is basically for hotel industry. So that's why we have called all the hotel fraternity to be here, and they have attended this, and we have launched this magazine. What it has got is, it has got all the variety of perfumes. I mean, all the variant of perfumes over here, and this we wish, this one to be placed in all the hotels of Bahrain. Thank you so much. No, we have like 8 variants. We have like perfume, we have attar, we have oils, mahmari, bukhur. So there are several things.
Now we will be back after a very short break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. Saudi Arabia to localize all jobs in security service firms. Saudi Arabia's public prosecution has pointed out that the law requires all workers in security companies, including those on guard duty, to be Saudi nationals. The procedures for assigning employment to private civil security companies and institutions, including pilgrim accommodations, and subject to stringent security standards and controls, the public prosecution affirmed. It warned that violating Saudization rules in appointment procedures entails accountability, and the public prosecution shall initiate necessary action against the violator. Pilgrims flocked to the holy site of Arafat. Pilgrims began on Friday morning 9 a.m. flocking to Arafat holy site in peace and tranquility. Pilgrims are accompanied by a direct security follow-up carried out by the personnel of the various security sectors to organize the movement. In addition to guiding pilgrims and ensuring their safety, Saudi Press Agency reported various government sectors taking part in Hajj season have provided all medical emergency and catering services for pilgrims. UAE provides year-long leave to government employees to start businesses. UAE citizens working in the government sector can take up to a year's leave to start their own business ventures. It was announced on Thursday. Emiratis will get half their salaries during this period while retaining their government jobs. The aim is to encourage more citizens to start their entrepreneurial journeys. This came as His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, chaired a cabinet meeting on Thursday. Qatar brings back mask rule for indoor public spaces. Qatar's Council of Ministers has made it mandatory for people over the age of 6 to wear masks in enclosed public areas to stem the spread of coronavirus. The Ministry of Public Health urged the country to adhere to the COVID-19 measure, which was introduced on July 7th. The Council's announcement reverses a decision on May 18th to scrap the mask rule in indoor public spaces, except healthcare centers and on public transport. 3 dead and 7 rescued as heavy rain caused flooding in Oman. 1 adult and 2 children were killed in a flash flooding in Oman's Dakhliya and Rustak governorates on Thursday as rain continues to lash the Sultanate. An Asian expatriate man was swept away in a valley in the Vilayat of Al-Hamra in the central Dakhliya governorate earlier on Thursday. His body was recovered by the rescue teams from the Civil Defense and Ambulance Authority. Later, 2 drowning children aged 9 and 10 were rescued by citizens in Wadi al-Sahtan, Rustak, but later died in hospital. Oman's Civil Aviation Authority issued a severe weather warning on Thursday for the governorates of Muscat, Al-Sharqiya, Dalkiliya, Al-Bantina, Dakhriya, Wusta and Dofa. It said between 30 and 80 millimeters of rain could fall in a 24-hour period. Strong winds are also expected, the CAA said. The CDAA warned residents to avoid lighting and electrical poles and to watch out for dangling wires. Biden awarded Medical Freedom to Biles, McCain and Giffords. US President Joe Biden on Thursday presented the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, to 17 people, including gymnast Simone Biles and late John McCain, the Arizona Republican whom Biden served with the Senate, and gun control advocate Gabby Giffords. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I'm Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.